good time zone. A happy birthday to all of those around the world. We've got several. And by several, I mean two, really. Two Arknights things. Ambiance Synesthesia 2025 was released today, it looks like. Gonna have to watch that. And I noticed the other day that looks like the next contingency contract will be released next month. It's been a while. I almost forgot about it. Looks like Synesthesia's out. I was just saying, yeah. And they released more video of like the skin for that taiko drum game, but I still am not actually sure. Might as well look it up now. If the game itself is having a collab and what that actually looks like. Apparently there is a taiko drum blog spot. That's crazy. Yes, okay, so Taiko no Tatsujin will receive they're arcade machines in Japan. And other select regions will have some Arknight songs on them. That's actually makes sense. I forgot they were arcade machines. That makes sense. Makes sense why I've not heard like the game itself talking about it, because there's not really, it's not a game you can just purchase or something. Anyway, day 3 I've planned out the stream for today and tomorrow to have enough to make sure that there's enough for each day. If it's a little shorter today, then it's a little shorter. I don't know, but the past few events I've had like a really long one and then like a really short one because I've like not been paying attention to the number of levels. And I'd rather have like 2 more equal length streams. So that's what I'm going to enforce starting now. Story gets long, well, even better to cut it off. Assuming 5 is indeed without anything, then we should be able to get through maybe 7. And then 8, 9, and the ending tomorrow. Something. I don't know, we'll see. Wabam.
Have you been doing well lately, Doctor?
No point of order. So we're just gonna get into it. Last time on Such is the Joy of Our Reunion. No E2? Not yet. Maybe once we need it. What happened last time? Balazy, or Lin Qingyin, as her real name is, it continues to investigate what happened to Gu Chuan, Blaze's father. First, her investigation leads her to the Ning estate, where she asks the Ning grandfather guy, I don't remember his full name, Mr. Ning, we'll say, asks Mr. Ning his connection because Gu Chuan worked under him and Mr. Ning approved his transfer to the mission that would send him to Victoria, where he would then die on the way. And at first, Mr. Ning was like, "Oh, so you believe like I sent it on that to get rid of him or something?" She's like, "No, not really, but like, just tell me about the situation." He eventually reveals that Gu Chuan himself wanted to go on the mission. It wasn't because he was a rising star in the Ministry of Rights or because Ning himself chose him for some reason, but rather Gu Chuan came to him and asked. I believe now, though, that maybe Ning was trying to help him we'll see about that. After that, Lazy goes to the local university where Guchun supposedly attended and graduated from, but searching through the files of the computer systems led to nothing, no information. Everything about him had been presumably deleted. Although she does find eventually a Gu Sheng or something like that, some other perhaps fake name of Guchun. I think it started with an S. Also, while there, she meets with Zola's mother, actually, who is a professor at the university, and specifically is like a military professor. And of course, they actually have a history together. Zola calls Lazy Auntie for a reason, although Lazy was like, I see you as my sister, but then Zola's mom was like, well, I see you as like a daughter or something like that. So the relationship is a bit wonky, I guess. And lastly, she then ends up at the Ding Feng Lo, I believe. The best restaurant in all of Baizhou, where the chef Mo Bufu runs it, actually. It's his restaurant. But before she can question Mobufu, she is stopped because Mobufu is holding a competition to hire new chefs. And in that competition is Blaze, because after scouring the entire city alongside her new friend, whose name now eludes me, Xingju, alongside Xingju to find the tangerine cakes that her father would have sent her, and coming up empty-handed. They make a deal, they change the deal with Yu, where Yu will instead help Blaze enter the competition at Mobufu's so that they can ask him about the tangerine cakes. And after a montage of learning how to cook, Blaze entered the competition, somehow made it all the way to the top. Even Xingju was very surprised. But Mobufu wasn't interested in talking and actually employing her and talking to her about the tangerine cakes. But then there was another mysterious fire at the restaurant with a mysterious assailant fleeing the scene. Blaze saves Mobufu's life, and so he's willing to talk, and then Lazy is also there to full circle the conversation about the tangerine cakes and Blaze's father, and we learn that Mobufu used to work as a chef for death row inmates. And Gu Chuan would have been on death row, but he was let out before he was executed. So Mobufu knew of him. And that's when we learn about Uchuin's more history, and where Blaze learns more about her father's history of how he had angered the True Lung by asking for this one woman who tried to lead like a coup against the True Lung, asking for her to be like pardoned or forgiven. Still not sure if he was part of the coup or if he just got in trouble for asking, but that's kind of like what seemed to have put him in a bad spot. Was it enough to get arrested? Hard to say. But I believe that's pretty much where we left off. Honey herbal tea. A cup of tea after a meal may ease the stomach, but it cannot ease one's worries and regrets. It is sweet on the palate, but it is bitter aftertaste that lingers. Of course, Lazy Superior showed up at the restaurant as well. Was like, you know, you're told you not to get involved in all of this.
What blocks the way, I will burn through.
Was the music always this crazy? I don't remember this.
You'll get what you deserve. I mean, what you ordered. Patience, friend. Heat control. Tough to swallow, huh? Try to behave yourself next time.
That went way too quick. What that said, continuously deal arch damage around it, I think. One of those sorts of enemies.
Concentrate. No need to panic.
No, it wasn't easy learning Arithmetic. Step right up and taste my fireball power!
Music's got real crazy. I don't remember this.
Patience won't oil into a hot one. Heat is just perfect. Still misbehaving? Then let's kick it up a notch. Mission accomplished. Medical team, please take tissue samples from the infected. We need to see the composition of the infection in this area.
Right into an intermission roasted chestnut. Try to crack a chestnut with brute force, and you will only hurt yourself. Dip one in oil, another in water, place them in a pot, cover with the rest of the chestnuts, and roast them over fire. You will know when they are ready when you hear a thundering crack. Let someone better take over? If Father heard that, I'm sure he'd be chewing your head off. Don't joke with me, brother. Of all our siblings, who could compare you to you in either knowledge or strength? Once you ascend the throne, move into the Forbidden City. I can leave for the Skymere Pavilion with peace of mind. I'll set up shop as a scribe and look after all of Yen's ancient records. In a way, I'll also take some weight off your shoulders. Brother, no more hesitating. At this point, only you can convince Father. The Grand Preceptor, no. All three Grand Ministers support this move. Even in the face of the officers of Yen citizens, public opinion will still bear out. Brother, this is the right thing to do. You can't pull out now. I'll stand with you. Why me? Why did it have to be me? Our youngest brother died because of you. They all died because of you. You shove it all on me, make me take the blame alone, deal with the whole warring mess alone, and yet you just leave like nothing happened. Yen Wu never return again. Oh, hey. It's Wei Yen Wu. Look how idle you are. All the mid-autumn festivities in Lungmen, and you don't plan to attend a single one? Should I? It's been so long, I don't remember his voice at all. Should I? Who wants to see my wrinkly mug on their TV anyway? The Schweier's girl is a planner, she'll handle it. She can make anything lively. I've watched you grow lazier day after day since we came back from Yumen. You just coop up in your study at home eating snacks. If you don't go out for a walk anytime soon, you might start putting on a beer belly. Ugh. I haven't seen Lin Kojua in over... get out much since spring. Can't even find a partner for morning jogs now. He's old. I'm old. The young ones know how to do it all. If I keep sticking my head in, they won't think I'm cool. So now you understand. Oh. So now you understand, huh? If you'd realized it any sooner, maybe little Chen would little Chen have ever left? How long ago was it? Sorry, what? Little Chen, how long has it been since she left? 5 years. It's been 5 years. We don't even know what she's going through out there, or how her disease is. He told him she was infected? I know she was at Yumen when I was there. She's doing fine. Her swordmanship's progressed, so she's fine, I suppose. So you just watched her leave again. She told everyone? I don't remember her telling them. She doesn't want to see me, and she doesn't want to come back. I can't force her. Don't worry, her path's longer than ours. Lord Wei, a letter for you. That they made you deliver personally? It's from the capital. The sender. His Majesty's Imperial Guard. Did he have any message aside from the letter? The True Lung invites Lord Wei to the capital for the Feast of 100 Delicacies, and for a moon viewing together. Leave it on my desk. You're dismissed for now. If we may ask what Lord Wei intends. I have my own plans. None of you need to worry. Lord Wei, we volunteer to escort you to the capital. I said you're dismissed. Why don't we open your invitation and see what they wrote exactly? No need, just leave it there. This day was meant to come. I even thought it'd come a little sooner. How many years has it been? 40. It's been 40 whole years since I left Baizhou. You men should have reached the capital by now. I suppose my brother's settling all his debts in one clean go. A clean slate in time for autumn. A fine autumn at that. You can choose not to go. It's been 40 years already. What's he going to do? Send another unit of Imperial Guards? A whole army? Enough nonsense. At this point, that's not what he intends. Then what does he intend? You know, I never really brought up those days with him before. Enough. I don't want to hear it. Fumizuki, I've let down a lot of people through my life. Edward, my sister, my teacher. And I have to admit that my brother's turned out to be one more on the pile. You can also say that it was the position that killed so many people. And who had a choice? Then it wasn't your fault. Even if you stayed, would things have turned out better? Would there be no blood? Nobody would have remembered a minister pleading the commoner's case. They would only remember a fratricidal prince. If you have any questions, ask. I'm in a hurry. Mind your attitude. You're also a theoretical suspect in our crime scene. But seeing as you're a co-worker, I'll spare you the interrogation room. I told you, I saw the culprit on the scene. I just miscalculated and failed to arrest him. Calm down. Are you going to physically vent on me just because you didn't catch the one who did it? I'd have to match your strength first. Good, you're still somewhat sober. In light of the years we've spent together in the judicial, then can you tell me, this afternoon, why you're at Din Feng Le, at the scene of the crime? In investigation. In the run-up to the Feast of the 100 Delicacies, we've had the scrollery be burned than 2 fires at Den Feng Le. Don't you think this string of cases could be connected somehow? So you're saying you knew beforehand that someone would set fire to Ding Feng Lo today, and thus you were lying in wait for them. I was there following up a lead. Just there following up a lead. Do you need me to list off every action you've taken the last 2 days? You've been tailing me? I don't have that sort of free time, but I have ways of knowing things naturally. Let me ask once more. Who were you meeting at Ding Feng Lo today? I fear I'm not the only one working on the sly. Explain. For your information, you never told me the Ministry of Rights files on Gu Chun were forged, and that he was sent to death row before leaving Baizhou. As a minister, you must have known these things. These are all clearly key points of evidence. Why were they nowhere to be found in the Judicial Review archives? And why would you cover up? So this is the lead on the scrollery fire that you've been toiling over the last few days. How did you find any of this out? It's none of your concern how I found out. This is a piece of advice I gave to Yu Chung in the past, and I will give it to you now. Some past affairs are learned of, some are not learned of. In both cases, there are reasons why. Some things are better left forgotten by all. I never imagined I'd hear those words coming from a minister. You may consider me a schemer all you like, a minister merely booted over from the Ministry of Justice. But I know exactly what I'm saying. And I know that regardless of the thousands of reasons you might have, the truth is still and merely the truth, not anyone's tool to broaden the divide. There will always be someone who remembers the truth and the meaning behind it. For example, the girl shut in the next room, whom you took every pain to secretly bring back to Baizhou, all the way from Victoria. Yes, I did uncover that Gu Chun had a daughter in Victoria. She too can provide vital testimony to the Gu Chun case. Lin Qingyan, when will you stop playing dumb? You already found out that Gu Chun files are fake. You know Yu Chung is on trial of that very case. So I'm guessing you also found out that the child who the Imperial Guard brought back 40 years ago, who they recorded in the files as deceased. You have your suspicions as the truth of this case, correct? Was that girl you brought back here born in Victoria, or born in Baizhou? You know full well. You clearly long suspected her identity, and still you decided to bring her back. Were Were you that confident you could pull this off without a hitch? Or was it in the pursuit of truth you didn't even care if she lived or died? You're threatening me. You think I'm joking? Lin Qingyin's gaze fixes tight on the minister's notes. She doesn't even notice how her own attire is soaked through in cold sweat. But in the next instant, with the bizarre warping of light, the paper in her hands vanishes. But back on topic. That's not what I care about. At least right now. It's not what I care about most. I've told you past affairs are never as important as present. So what are these present affairs of yours? You know that Yumin is less than 100 li from Baizhou right now. For 3 months, Baizhou has been preparing to split up and move. And how does this relate to the Gu Chun case? Should you keep investigating the case, then there will only be one person in all of Yin who can give you your answers. Qingyin, take one step out this door, and I can no longer protect you, let alone her. At the Chin's old place, in the study, there's a secret closet. After I leave, go there and take what's inside. Follow those instructions and you can protect Lungman's safety, and your own. So you're going? Now's the perfect time, too. Kojo, I guess? Kocho's girl is doing a great job handling downtown. And the Schweier's future doesn't rest on the sick old tiger anymore. Lungman doesn't need a Wei Yin-Wu anymore, or a chief executive. I think you're giving your last words a little too early. This is about Lungman's future, Umizuki. Listen to me. I've made a lot of mistakes. Done a lot of things I regret. But Lungmen, our city built by us, a home of millions. Lungmen must stay. Then you stay too and take care of it. Youngsters can handle it all, but it still needs some oldies to look after it. You see this letter too? How am I meant to ignore this? So once again, you'll just roll over and die? Just like last time you'd pay with your life? Is that how you're envisioning it? Does that make anything even? It's different this time. There's no one standing on the other side. I'm just facing my own debts. I made a choice 40 years ago, and ever since, with every action I take, I try to convince myself that even knowing how many people I've failed, I was still right to make that choice. But I can't run forever. You know, your life's never been your own. Not then, and certainly not now. Forget about sacrificing yourself to make up for anything. You can't make up for a mistake with another mistake. It never ends that way. At our age, we should have already learned that lesson well. Stay, we'll face this together. Umizuki, don't try and stop me. You can't stop me paying for my past. Well then, you leave me no other choice. While I'm stood here, you're not going anywhere. Yen-Wu, this time I'll protect you, I swear it. I have to get into Blaze's voice again. Lazy. You're all right. Of course I'm all right. All that the Judicial lady was asked was what I saw during the fire. I just told the truth. I didn't see anything. So then she let me go. The heck did you do? How come you took so long? It's no matter now. Let's go. Wait. Go. Why? That Mobufu clearly has tons of answers. Aren't we going to follow up with him? There's nothing to follow up on. Pardon? I'm done meddling with your father's case anymore. I'll get you out of Bai Zhao in the next day or two. Lin Qingyan, that's one stupid joke. Tell me now. You know that? No, wait. You just found a new lead, didn't you? That's why you're just screwing with me. Okay now, for real. Tell me what you found, or... Blaze. You... I got the official debriefing from the judicial case files. Gu Chuin, an ethnic Yanese from Victoria, joined the Ministry of Right in 1077 as a ceremonial officer. Reassigned as envoy of ceremonial rites in 1092, headed for Victoria as part of a diplomatic mission. On the way, encountered an unexpected snowstorm and passed away after falling into a river. What? Lazy. You're lying to me, aren't you? Just trying to shove me out with the picture again. You've been asking me just what the deal was with your father's death, haven't you? Well, every lead's been thoroughly investigated. There's no doubt, that's it. It was just an accident. All the gaps in the files have been made replete. This case can be closed. It creeps in the mid-autumn. Night sky is moonless. Out in the streets, the energy pools churn away at max output, but the drop in temperature is still noticeable to some. All falls still in the dead of night. The human sea recedes. The biting breeze blows through. Oh, sure. If you're that cold, just turn on the heater. Easy for you to say. If you're going to keep running this shabby little eatery, we have to pinch every penny we can on warmth. Damn it. Look how late it is. When will Blaze and her friends show up? You're wondering about the reward money, huh? I'm not. Is this window letting air in? I need to fix it. Wait, are they back? You're... am I not allowed in? Please, come inside. I'll put on some tea for you now. Anything to eat? Noodles. Longevity noodles. Alright, I'll make you some now. One's made by your boss. Oh, well. Zheng glances back at the staircase where the young chef had been standing. By now, he's vanished without a trace. He's out on business. Then I'll wait for him here. Far out. He won't be back for a fortnight. And I'll still wait. I've waited 30 years, so long that I've shriveled up. Was a little longer. Chef Mo, please don't joke around. You're the first under heaven when it comes to cooking. What would be worth wasting your time here? Duh, first under heaven. Mo Bufu downs his teacup in one go. The hot tea spills from the corners of his mouth and drips down his wizened white beard. I clearly remember that winter 30 years ago. A catastrophe wrecked my home village. Those of us lucky enough to survive took off. Me with nothing but my cooking skills. We thought, let's scrape by in Bai Zhao. We went through hell. We were almost there when we ran into another group of refugees. Or maybe a bandit gang, I'm not sure. They followed us for a long way across the icy waste, weapons in hand. We began to realize that they were after the remaining supplies and rations we had left. By the time we'd been trekking for a month, plenty of us were sick or hurt. We had barely scraps left to eat. Far from enough for both sides to cross that wasteland. There was no escape, so we decided we might as well risk it with all of them. However, when we were just about to go out fighting, we smelt something delicious. That's when we saw him. There was an old temple not far away from where we were. Someone set up a stove by the gateway, boiling up a wok of noodles. We couldn't see his face probably through all the steam. We had no clue why someone would be making noodles there, but we were past the point of wondering or asking, even of fighting. That wonderful smell and those piping hot noodles drew all of us near the wok. And we waited around him quietly. Never before had I eaten something so delicious. The moment those noodles entered my mouth, I felt my tongue had been numb for decades, only to spring back to life right then and there. All along, I never knew what a meal could taste so arresting, so absorbing. It felt like a flavor beyond us humans. By the time I finished my noodles and looked up from my bowl, he was gone. Who knew that in my lifetime studying as a cook, the most profound lesson I'd learn would be in a shack of a temple outside Baizhao City. From then on, I apprenticed all over so that one day I might make a bowl of noodles like those. But I couldn't. In the end, I just can't. What if you're misremembering? I mean, look. You were starving at the time, maybe that's why you found that bowl of noodles so tasty. Do not trust my tongue. 30 years a bowl of noodles has been burned into my mind. 30 years I've been searching for it. If whoever that was is still in Baizhao, he must be over 50 by now. I searched all over the city. The well-known tea maker in the north, nothing. The guy who made the best pastries in the south, still nothing. I searched and searched until my fellow oldies in cooking were tired. And only I was left. I was on the verge of giving up. But today, once more, I tasted it. I don't know why her cooking skills were immature, but the noodles she brought forth tasted exactly like it. It was your chef who taught her those noodles, am I right? Oh, how did you know? We sent out 100 written invitations for the Ding Feng Lo competition. I can recall every one. I've long been aware of your savers at U's. Had a reputation. I don't know what kind of relation your chef and that savior of mine have, and I have no clue why he's willing to waste his talents away like this. But I won't do the same. All the cooking skills I've inherited over the years, I can't let them end with me. Mobufu stands, produces a letter from his pocket, and places it on the table. You tell him this, that untrained disciple of his, she passes. Tell her to report to Ding Feng Lo 2 days later, before noon. She just passes? You get good enough business here, or did this doorstep sink again recently? Oh, we haven't replaced it in over 10 years. Low doorsteps can't keep the wind out. It's getting colder in the coming days. Oh, the boss won't let me. He says the lower the better. Too high and all the diners will stop coming. Mobufu steps over that low doorstep and disappears into the thick of night. Once again, the restaurant is empty save for squalls of wind through the hall. Their whistle grows louder as if lamenting. Is he gone? Oh, you really are. Ugh. I heard Blaze passed the test. Does that mean the money? Forget about the prize money. What's wrong with you to torment a man like that? He's 70, 80 years old. And you'll just watch him freak out like that? He can't just find an apprentice to fit him, right? What's to worry about? Look at me. I never worry about things like that. Put yourself in his shoes. He spent a lifetime honing his craft just for it to be lost in a blink. Well, if it's lost, it's lost. It's his future reputation he cares about right now. It's the title of first under heaven he's carrying. It's others' cuisine he's obsessed with. There's no way he can focus on his own craft and improve it at this rate. If he can't make it through this, nobody can help him. Hey-oh, Blaze is back. Look how late it is. I bet you haven't eaten. I'll go make you something now. Yeah. Congrats. I've got good news for you. You passed the Ding Feng Lo exam. We'll split the reward money 30-70, like we agreed. Yeah. You don't care. If you're that good for money, how about leaving you 30% of... Oh, Xingju didn't come back with you. Right, where is Xingju? Oh, she dropped by this afternoon while Zheng was out buying ingredients. She left you a note, too. Left me a note? You've passed the Ding Feng Lo selection. Please follow... Oh, whoops, wrong one. It's this one. What could be so secret she has to leave it in a note for you? She's invited me to her home. Ning Manor? I am a bit surprised that Lazy seemingly gave up so easily, but we shall see. Not countering her out just yet. Braced wax gourd cube. Sculpt a winter gourd into the shape of meat, fill it with vegetarian ham, and cover with velveting sauce. The result looks identical to red braised pork, but it cannot fool the palate. Vegetarian ham. What is that specifically? Who knows? You came. Of course I did. What's that you do? That's what you do when the Nings invite you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hide anything from you. I just didn't really think it's something I should bring up for no reason. Nothing to apologize for. You've got your troubles. I'm not the kind to give you the stink eye just for being blue-blooded. So, what do I call you, Lady of House Ning? My name is Ning Yin. Ning Yin. I'm not exactly part of House Ning. I was adopted by my grandfather as a child. He always introduced me as a distant relative of the Nings, but I've never met any relative who actually shares blood with me. Do you remember what I told you before? Well, look, I'm pretty bad at comforting people. No, it's okay. Grandfather's very nice to me. My background has never caused me any trouble at all. Everyone treats me very well. Your grandpa would be Ning Shu, ex-Minister of Rats? Yes. Perfect, I know. It's getting chilly. Don't just stand out there. Let's go inside and talk, okay? Sure, I guess. The corridor meanders on through a rock garden and a bamboo thicket, then between two halves of a lotus pond. A cool breeze brushes through the autumn waters, softly rippling. And in them Blaze's reflection follows behind Ning Yin's as they pace across the bridge. The two pass through a deserted room, packed up belongings and dead leaves strewn everywhere. The courtyard is messy, I know. Not presentable to guests. At the very least, I apologize. The whole family's moving out of here soon. Grandfather can't take Bai Zhao's dry climate in his old age, so we're moving on back to the old place in, Jingnen. Though Ning Yin's pace is glacial, she can only hurry up once she notices her friend is in no mood to appreciate the scenery. Up ahead, we're almost there. take a seat. I'll fetch some tea and refreshments from the kitchen. Our house cooks are on leave, so I can't serve you much more than some cold sides. No need to bother. I can't stick around long. Are things that urgent? Well, alright. Ning softly closes the door. The chirps of fowl outside fade. The room grows heavier and with silence. Alright. Tell me why you invited me here. I'm sorry. I was going to look for you yesterday. Actually, after the fire at Ding Feng Lo. But I overheard your conversation with the Deputy Minister of the Judicial Review Office and Chef Mo. And? Blaze, I might have met your father before. When I was 15 years old, I remember we had a visitor. Grandfather was always busy with work. His apprentices and co-workers were coming and going in the estate, none of my business by and large. But slowly I realized an extra person had moved in, wearing blue low-ranking Mandarin robes. Every time I saw him, he was alone, as if other people just weren't his concern. At first, I didn't really pay attention, but it was later that year on my birthday when... Like every other year. I'll say that's actually it. Like every other year, Grandfather would hold his great birthday dinner for me. With the lights and banners strung up everywhere, and friends and family all around, not that I knew more than a handful of them. They were chatting a day away, and about what I had no clue, so eventually I sneaked out to the dinner, and nobody noticed when I did. I wandered around the courtyard for ages, bored out of my mind, then scampered into Grandfather's study on a whim. It was in there where I saw the man again. I remember I saw him stuffing his pockets with letter papers and brushes. When he noticed me, his face was stretched with nervousness, and he pulled the brush and paper back out in a rush again. Are you... It's not what it looks like. I need to finish copying some letters, so I was going to take them home. The High Minister is sending these to very important mandarins. So I was just worried if the paper wasn't good enough. It's okay, it's just brushes and paper. You're welcome to make use of it, sir. Thank you, little lady. What's your name? My name is Gu Chun. I'm a transcriber for your estate. I copy the files of the estate correspondence. I'm Ning Yin. Miss Ning, of course I know you. And now we know each other. Sir, I want to read in here for a bit. I won't interrupt you while you work. Is that okay? Of course. Feel free, Miss Ning. Mm-hmm. Miss Ning, are you into these history books? Mm-hmm. Grandfather always says one should view history as a mirror. We must use it to study our ancestors' wisdom and character, and learn from their teachings. But I think reading's just fun. It's like all these amazing people recorded in the text are coming to life before me, and they're all my friends. I think someday it might be nice to join the Imperial Historical Cabinet as a historian myself. You have quite the unique outlook, Miss Ning. If you're interested in following in the High Minister family's footsteps, I'm sure you'd do well.
You think grandfather's really cool too, then?
Of course, Minister Ning's been helming the Ministry of Rights for decades. He has plenty of deeds to his name. He's the Mandarin everyone loves.
Mm-hmm. Everyone in this family is so cool. My uncle and aunt are always away from Baizhou, traveling all over the country. I hear Yin couldn't have set up the meteorological and earthquake systems it has today without them. And Zizhou, my little sister, she's even cooler.
Actually, I guess, EU's... Oh, I was reading Ratman's name wrong. Doubly wrong. Triply wrong, perhaps, even. That's okay. Ratman? Rat King.
She's 2 years younger than me, but at the last Baizhou Academy study camp, all the professors from the College of Foreign Affairs were praising her. Everyone was teasing her by calling her Little Miss Minister. All the people in my family are going to leave their names in the history books. I love them and respect them a lot. I want to record who they are and everything they do, but I could never become like them. Compared to them, I'm just normal.
You know, that reminds me of something my master once said to me. As history has ebbed and flowed, the floods and tides are recorded, yet most are streams that simply trickle on by. But without the babbling brook, how would the waves rise? The waves and the brooks don't care about who's greater or who's plainer. Indeed, the vast majority will never get to leave their names in the history annals. But they're not the empty space between the lines or the pages themselves.
Oh.
Sorry, I talked your ear off there.
Sir, your handwriting is really beautiful.
Oh, well, it's my only skill, really. I can still remember when the High Minister gave me this transcriber job.
I can never write my name properly. Grandfather's gotten on my case about it more times than I can remember.
Handwriting is a long road. Just keep at it and you'll see change eventually. Don't know about that. My handwriting is pretty bad.
Maybe you could be my calligraphy teacher then.
I would never pose as your teacher with my modest brushwork, miss, but... Right, I have 2 copybooks here. I copy from them all the time myself. The forms are very regular. It's perfect for beginners. If you don't mind, Miss Ning, you can use these as your birthday present.
How did you know it's my birthday today?
Well, they decorate the estate so brightly this time of every year, you see. I've spent long enough here that I've heard. Miss Ning, happy birthday.
Thank you. That conversation always stayed with me. I liked how he talked and how he saw things. And I don't know why, I can't really say, but he felt so close to me in a way. After that, I saw him much less around the estate. The next time I got to talk to him, it was years and years later. Grandfather's cold has lasted for a month by now, and it's still not getting any better. Now it's almost winter. It might only get worse at this rate. We'll be counting on you for a while, Doctor.
The minister's malady is mostly from overwork. You could remind him to rest more often, my lady.
I will. Ah.
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. Apologies for running into you, miss. Very, very sorry.
It's alright. Sir, are you okay? Why don't you sit down and rest for a while? You look really quite ill.
I'm fine, I'm fine.
Sir, you dropped your... Sir? These are painkillers.
Yeah, those are strong painkillers at that. Whoever that was, he must be quite badly ill.
Doctor, if you're free, could I ask you to attend to that man too? You can bill his medical expenses to me. I was worried about Grandfather's condition at the time, and didn't pay that encounter much mind. I was just planning to pay him a visit later at some point when I had the time. But after that winter, I never saw him again. Doctor, thank you so much for all your hard work. Grandfather's back in perfect health now. Right, about the man I asked you to attend to.
Oh, you mean that Gu Twin man? He died.
Was it his illness?
No, I hear some kind of accident took him while he was on his way to Victoria. But given his health, I can't imagine he'd live much longer even then. Truth is, last I saw him, his malady had taken root in his vitals. I could hear it in his breathing. Can't imagine how much he was suffering in life. And it's a mystery to me why he decided to travel so far whilst that sick.
This very room. It was the study Sir Ju Twin was using. It's been years since he passed away. The place has gone through some changes in that time. But... Please. I couldn't tell you why, but I kept hold of this medicine bottle ever since. Please, I really am so sorry.
No.
He was my dad.
Or, he was. My dad was nothing like that. I don't think he ever was ever that fighting fit, but he was never weak. Whenever I was with him, he always had this light in his eyes. How could...
Even now, I'm not sure I understand Sir Ju Twin, but I know he was a warm, gentle person. I could tell. I blame myself over and over for not being able to do anything more for him.
Why are you bothering to tell me all this?
I know you suspect my grandfather was somehow behind your father's passing. At the point, I can only tell you what I know, but...
You told me all this just to try and convince me that Ning Shu's innocent.
No. I just wanted to implore you, please, find out the truth. Whether for Sir Gu Twin's sake, or for the sake of the truth itself. Whatever that truth even is.
Are you? You don't have to tell me twice. I am gonna get to the bottom of this. What first struck Lin Qingyin about the Judicial Review Office was the solemn hush. The first time she ever set foot through this courtroom's door, all noise promptly vanished behind her. She remembers Yu Chung telling her why it was designed so. Silence begets peace, peace begets thought, thought begets results. You should have returned. Shouldn't the Judicial Review Office be drowning in work top to bottom? And yet, you've got the office all to yourself, Deputy Minister Lin. What did I say his name was? I don't know. Let me just see if I... There we go. Chia Jun. Chia Jun. What are you doing? What are you here for? Insert routine investigation. There are some issues we'd like to consult you on regarding the Yu Chung case. Consultation or investigation? Which is it? Deputy Minister Lin, after working together for years, I implicitly trust you on a personal level. But the Department of Discipline and Supervision has a lot of writing on this case. We have to go through the motions. Lin, if you'll pardon me... Just ask what you need to. Name. Lin Qingyin. Gender. Female. Let's skip the basic info for now. For the next few questions, you don't need to elaborate on your answers. Just respond yes or no. Are you grilling me? Everything you say from here on will be recorded. I'm worried what you say could fly against you. If you have no further questions, let's begin. Deputy Minister Lin, you passed Tianxi Bureau assessments in childhood and were exceptionally admitted per your outstanding grades and followed the esteemed Science Storm Count in learning your Lei Fu. After graduating from the Tianxi bureaus, you chose to join the Judicial Review Office and soon accompanied then Deputy Minister Yu Chung in investigations all across the realm. In just a year, from the registrar, you rose several ranks to become the youngest deputy minister in the history of Yin. And this background, is this background as stated true? Yes. In your third month with the Judicial Review Office as registrar, you handed in a whistleblower report to Discipline and Supervision. It accused the Right Assistant Revenue Minister of embezzlement and extortion, and you recovered 10 million in stolen assets. In your fifth month in Chengchi, you essentially single-handedly shone light on the local academy's examination fraud. Over 100 mandarins were implicated in this, and the highest of which was second rank. All were eventually rounded up. Upon becoming deputy minister, you handled a former case of Judicial Review Department Minister Yu Chung forging evidence, causing him to be expelled from the office of Halrin Pavilion, with all status stripped from him thereafter. Are these case histories as stated true? Yes. Then with an academic background like this, surely everyone lauds you as a young up-and-comer blessed to the gills with talent.
And yet people can't help but wonder what gives such a green-hand Mandarin the courage, the capacity to handle these cases.
Can you get to the point?
If I remember right, your good mother and father were Tianqis at the Chamber of Heaven's design, spending years building much in the north, even being vested personally by the True Lung. The Lin family's a well-bred one. Many Tianqi giants in its line, and on top of that, the rumor has it that they're quite closely knit with the Lord Exorcist's household. As for the Science Storm Count, I think even the rank fails to sufficiently capture your Shifu's importance to Great Yin. Are these relationships as stated true?
Jin. What are you doing?
You need only answer yes or no, Deputy Minister Lin.
Don't think I'm deaf to your connotations. You're trying to say it is only by leaning on my background that I could take on judicial cases all these years?
I certainly didn't say that at any point. Having known each other for years, I would never doubt your integrity. The Lin Qingyin, in my mind's eye, has always been a pursuer of justice. But why, Lin, do you not pursue now?
Jun, just why did you come to see me today? How much do you really know about the Yu Chung affair?
As I just said, I'm here to see you today on routine business. As for the Yu Chung case, what I heard in the courtroom that day is all I know.
Then what makes you so dead set on the case, Censor Jun?
Just before you decided to investigate, I remember we actually had an argument. I'm going to speak out of line here. The whole stripping of his rank aside, I really do respect people like Yu Chung. Now
of all times, you're going to defend him again? If a law enforcer does not themselves abide by the law, that's abuse of power. That goes for every last member of the three organs of justice. What kind of double standard could you possibly be applying here?
No. The Judicial Review Office's verdict is settled on Yu Chung's mistake. I've little more to say here. I'm just very curious what kind of truth could have pushed him to such means to find it. You must be more familiar with Yu Chung than me. In your opinion, was he a smart man?
Naturally, when it comes to sniffing out lies or chasing down leads, I'm no match for him.
Then did you ever wonder if, supposing Yu Chung truly intended to cover up his own forgery, you should have been able to make such short work of the case?
You're telling me he let me find him out on purpose? What for?
That I don't know, but he put you in charge of the Scullery Fire case. To an outsider, I don't think I can say that Yu Chung had no faith in you. You've been all over Bai Zhao the past few days investigating that case. I know that. I've heard as much. And yet since yesterday, you've been loitering in the Judicial Review Office, acting like you've been grounded. I can't help but being curious. What made you go and give up on the pursuit of this case? Are you afraid of offending the High and Mighty? No, that's not like the Lin Qingyin I know. Did someone lofty crack down on you? Can't be, I think. You're sitting here in the office, after all, not in the judicial prison cell. If not that, then all my pondering can only produce one answer. You're scared that if you continue, you'll implicate someone you know. Seems I guessed right. In the thick of things, your concern clouded judgment. It's like you've forgotten the simplest of truths. Don't miss the forest for the trees. If you can't hide it, you may as well tip it out. Show it some sunlight.
Mr. Censor, you've really served up a lesson for me today.
Not at all. I think the hush of this office must have helped you figure out plenty by yourself. I know what I must do.
Madam, I want to ask Deputy Minister Elaine if she wanted anything to eat, since I saw she hadn't left the office all day, but she...
When did she go missing?
I don't know. Nobody's seen her at all.
A biting chill gusts through, the stiff breeze curling papers and sending them dancing madly through the air. A wide open window clatters against its wall. On the table beneath it, a ceremonial gown lies neatly folded and topped with a document pressing down in a place by ink stone. It is Lin Qingyin's written resignation. Oh snap. Watching as Blaze vanishes far into the distance, Ningxu clutches the door knocker. The vague dark point vanishes over the crest of the path, but her stare remains fixed there, lingering for the longest time.
What are you spacing out at the door for?
Grandfather.
Reap not what's sown by malice. It is your tyrannies that fuel this flame.
Clara's just gonna go straight for it, huh? I don't really have a sniper. Perhaps we can hop on this way.
Can your eyes keep up?
Or not.
Any instructions? Come on! Let's pick up the pace!
War. A word I've not heard.
私にね万物を一元に収めるわ。シャシャ楽々の境地にこそあれ。
If you're really branch and bone bear weeds, mounds and ruins bloom fields.
Air's burning my lungs. Temps just right.
We don't even have a stove for ourselves. We do. Oh, there it is. It was blending in.
Flametail! He lived. We're good.
Clear skies for teaming, rain clouds for green.
Kill those guys. Need someone faster, I guess.
I wasn't supposed to sow the mountains when summer leaves the white dew. Seed the plains when equinox paints russet hue.
No. Right up and taste my.
Aim them up. Yeah, I guess we could. I didn't know there was gonna be
Feels fresh every feels saturated.
target priority enemies though. That was new, you know.
I plant you into the soil to grow anew. I suppose we'll keep you quiet.
Your friend left so soon. Won't she even stay for dinner? Poor Grandpa Ning. Everyone keeps skipping dinner.
She had urgent business. She couldn't stay.
Even as a child, you never brought friends over. Here I thought I could drop in to see what she's like.
I don't know if we can even count as friends, really.
Seeing the dejected Ning Yin, the old man tries to think of something to say, but he can't. He simply reaches over and brushes a leaf off her shoulder. Almost time to move. Plenty of things still on your plate, huh?
What about you, grandfather?
For days I was still raring to go home. Now that we're about to, I look around at our little garden and think, oh, if only I could stay. Do you remember? It was here in this pavilion we laid out some sand and grabbed a stick, and I taught you how to write one stroke at a time. You said by next year you'd be writing all the estate couplets for me. Then you spent 2 months with me learning, and after that, you had to give up. But by next year, you really did write me a couplet. Bountiful blooms and a full moon, may joy last forever.
I'm surprised you still remember, grandfather.
How could I forget? Another year, another mid-autumn. How quickly the days pass. The two of us haven't chewed the fat like this in the longest, have we? Grandfather to granddaughter.
I've been out constantly, and you're always occupied with guests. We hardly have the chance to meet.
The whole family's leaving the capital. After all, quite the headache. Things will settle down once we're back in Ningyi, and we'll have plenty of time to chat along the way. Are you almost done writing that book of yours?
Grandfather, don't think I can go back to Lingyi with you.
When did you make up your mind?
Ningyin shakes her head softly. She falls a few steps back. You're returning home, grandfather, like a leaf returns to its roots. It's human nature. The whole family sympathizes. The journey is meandering enough to make us worried.
Human nature just made the one song pop in my head. Rhine Lab song, I forget what it's called.
The Nings are bursting with talent. Everyone forms a cornerstone of Yin. Compared to them, I really am the lone choice to accompany you back. But frankly, I was always a distant orphan from Ying Li anyway. It was because you took such pity on me that I could spend 3 decades at the Ning Manor.
Okay, so she's in her 30s.
If I go now to Lingyi, I will go back to where my long-gone parents once lived.
What was your thinking when you asked me, when you asked to accompany me back home?
Grandfather, that was my thinking. It all seemed to fall into place. I almost managed to convince myself. But I've spent the last few days on a farewell tour of sorts around Baizhou streets, so I can finish up the Baizhou cuisine and food culture somehow. And I realized all my memories are of this city. I can clearly recall what year we planted that persimmon tree in the courtyard and when its fruits make for the best wine. And every restaurant of every road and alley, and what their chefs are like, and how many different ways you can cook each dish. All of a sudden it hit me that this very city, more so than the Ning Manor, feels like my home.
That's on me. That's on me for not asking you how you feel. I've been nothing but me this whole time.
Grandfather, you're my one and only family. You've always been since I was little. I really did want to go back home with you at first. The reason I'm set on staying in Baizhou now is you as well, Grandfather.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. When I first joined the Imperial Historical Cabinet to compile annals, there was one thing I could never puzzle out. At some specific point in Yin's millennia of history, out of nowhere, the written word proliferated and educated became for all. Education became for all. Even the earliest of the tablets we were studying only went back to that period. But I thought in that period someone must have pushed for those changes. But I flipped through practically all the material we had and I couldn't find a single clue. I had this strange feeling that there in Yin's history, one person seemed to be missing. Then one day I met someone strange at a Go club who told me the story of that person. I thought he was just a yarn-spinning storyteller at first, but as I further researched, I gradually found all his stories to be corroborated. According to him, she was a gentle person who gave her heart and soul, her blood and sweat to the well-being of the people, and she gave too much, Could someone as good as her fail to leave her name in our annals? That was when I realized that a history book isn't a container, but a sieve. The stories that stay behind are few and far between. Grandfather, I want to record your story, but when I look back, it dawns on me that for all the years I've spent with you, I can't even write with any clarity about what kind of person you are. Ning Yin finally lifts her head and meets the old man's eyes. She waits for his reply, his answers to her unspoken question. She's waited for so long.
Who goes there? Who goes where?
Thought I heard something. Must have been the wind. It's all bizarre cases these days. Makes me feel like someone's going to barge in at any moment and wreak havoc.
This is the Judicial Review Office. What kind of miscreant would break in here? Quit jumping at ghosts. Guard duty's almost over, and then we can clock out and head home.
Just wait a second and then enter through the front. Say you're here to report a case, then then find a floor map on the way to the waiting room. Window in the waiting room yesterday faces north. The judicial entrance faces south. Behind is a high perimeter wall. Lin Qingyin's office is third floor. Get out the window, climb up the sprinkler pipes, and no one should notice me. Tamada. Once I find her, I'm gonna suck her in the... Who's there?
Found her.
Lin Qingyin. Blaze. What are you here for?
What am I here for? I'm here to get you back. Where'd your old court uniform go?
I resigned. Then went back to the restaurant, couldn't find you, and worried you might be up to something stupid. So, thank you for confirming that fear. Now let's find somewhere else to talk. You're telling me that all those years, Gu Chuan was staying at the Ning Manor. How did you find out? Never mind that. Now, can you tell me exactly what that means? Minister Ning's involvement in the Gu Chuan case runs deeper than I ever thought. He was clearly hiding something in his previous testimony. I did suspect he was a perpetrator, but going by Mo Bufu's testimony, when Gu Chuan was sent to death in the fallout of the old case, Ning Shu was the one who got him out. Knowing that, he wouldn't have a motive to try and get him killed again. And the most key thing, I had no idea before that Yu Chung had contact with Gu Chuan was so early on. Whatever's connecting this string of events, it's likely more complicated than anything I imagined. See, I'm still curious. All those years ago, my dad came to Baizhou on his own, and what the hell for? Yes, that's the key question. Blaze has no clue about the 2 lives Gu Chuan lived. If he was a fall guy in that incident, then why would he return to Baizhou a dozen years after the fact and plant himself in the middle of a maelstrom? Ning Shu's position, Yu Chung's scheme, we still can't draw an outline around any of these questions. How should I let Blaze know? Hey, you know I can tell that look on your face. Come on, what's our next move exactly? Blaze, about yesterday. Forget about it. I know it's my duty types get the urge to do a little weird stuff now and then. Not my circus, I'm not arguing. Just don't ever tell me any stupid crap like I'm sending you back for your safety again because... You're still trying to ditch me? Blaze, trust me. I will see this case through to the end, but you can't stick around in Bai Zhao any longer than this. Do as I said. Leave within 2 days. Head to the Lungman office first, but you can't stay there for too long either. Once you are reorganized, get back on the road straight away and leave Yin as soon as... Over my dead body? You don't trust me to keep investigating? I mean, I do, but you're out of rank. You're out of a job, and now you're gonna investigate? I will think of something. If Yu Chung can resign and investigate in secret, then so can... I have an idea. Let's do this thing a little more thoroughly. What's your plan? Blaze pulled a letter from her pocket. It's the chance Mobufu gave her, and now it's both of their chances. Not like we're gonna get anywhere just running around town. We'll head to the Feast of 100 Delicacies, go straight to the True Lung, and ask him to explain all this. That's crazy.
Your Imperial Majesty, Minister of Rights, has drafted the official list of attendees for the Feast of 100 Delicacies. To mark the occasion, Victoria, Litania, Laterano, and other such nations have sent us their envoys with letters of celebration. For Your Imperial Majesty's perusal. Your Imperial Majesty, the Minister of War and the Soy Regulator have finished drawing up joint battle plans. Also for Your Imperial Majesty's perusal. The Ministry of Revenue was not consulted on this battle plan, on the battle's drain of labor and fiscal resources, nor on the post-war reparations. How were these battle plans drafted? I know you and the Ministry of Revenue are both very busy. The Ministry of War simply went to a small pains working out manpower and funding, Ministry of War simply went to small pains working out the manpower, the funding, the ration, and even the Ministry of Engineers' post-war repair expenses. And now you can read together with His Majesty, since we're having an audience and all. Logics are calculable, but how many of Yin's people will bleed in this war? Is that a bill that you can work out so easily? So the Grand Tutor means to say that if you can't work it out, then no need to try. It's autumn. How are the harvests in the north? Dalwang has resumed production ASAP following the disaster. Our harvest this year is more or less on par with previous years. In that case, what about next year? Your Imperial Majesty. Life measured in years, yet this just feels ancient. We're running out of time. This involves the livelihoods of all of Yin's people. I ask Your Imperial Majesty reconsider. Grand Tutor, the Ministry have long discussed everything worth discussing. It's about time we made up our minds. His Majesty's decree is made. We simply await his proclamation of the Feast of 100 Delicacies.
It's growing late. It looks to rain. The two of you can leave.
May we be excused.
The man behind the curtain lifts his gaze. In this desolate palace, 3 banquet seats lay set out in a row to his side, and one of them is truly showing its age. Faintly, a sigh.
Hey, oh, trust this rain to come from nowhere. I'm soaked. Autumn drizzles and cold snaps. We'll be out of fresh vegetables in a few days. At this rate, I didn't even get to rustle up this year's winter clothes. Chef, I think we're forced to start our winter pickles now. Get your mess of stuff out of the storehouse as soon as... Chef? Please, Xingju, where'd everybody go?
The ever-lively kitchen is presently deserted. All the cookware tidied away. The cramped space seems a good bit wider like this. The only presence is a pot of soup boiling on the stove.
These small fry ain't even close to quelling my hunger.
Feel like running, barging into the Chulung. Like, how are they even gonna get close? There's no way the guards will let them get close enough. Unless she does the good old blaze dropping in from the sky routine. I realize I haven't read any of these. Also, this thing... Yeah, this is... Its damage is based on... hits. So, yeah, we need a rapid hitter, really. Interesting that these dragon things are actually considered
like enemy units. Like they're not just an effect, they actually are a thing. An entity. The vapidity, an abomination born of the meals people discard. Put down the cup and lay aside the chopsticks. All is meaningless, and the meal on the plate, vapid. Sapidity, spirit born of meals people cook every day. Everything picked up by the chopsticks, joy or sorrow, mirth or anger, is a slice of life. Sapid auspice, abomination born of the convergence of sapidity, likes to hover over places where many gather. An auspicious symbol that drives out illness and keeps disasters away. Vapid blight, abomination born of convergence of vapidity, likes to hover over places that are barren and broken. A symbol of misfortune. Vanity. Put that one on my tab. Abomination born of the influence of a soy proxy. Often appears in drunken squabbles, but it is fragile and disappears easily. Expletive. Abomination born of the influence of a proxy. Originally a broken clay pot, the dinner table has always been a place for petty squabbles. And a clay pot is hardly the only thing that gets broken. Sated. Originally a vessel for holding the 5 grains. The 5 grains are foundational or fundamental to sating hunger, and the vessel that stores them is appropriately solid and heavy. Boiling pot. Abomination born of a proxy. Boil chili and pepper in the pot and let the aroma drift across town. Do not be too hasty when you tuck in, lest the heat burn your mouth. Breakfast. Abomination born from the daily meals of the people. Breakfast is the first meal of the day and thus should be hearty and plentiful. It drops stupidity when defeated. I think that's all of them. Nope. Forethought. Abomination born of the proxy. Life is always easier when there is a spare meal or spare meat and grain in the kitchen. Those who have known hardship always keep something in stock for a rainy day. Diet. Abomination born of the proxy. Originally a chopsticks holder left to collect dust. The chopsticks are laid aside when food is no longer has taste. Too tired to live and too tired to die. Surely that's all of them now. There's a lot more that have appeared than I realized. Alright. Meaty platter. A platter of meat from 5 kinds of beasts. An official once presented this dish to the lung at a feast of 100 delicacies, advising the ruler to take equal care of Yin's people from all walks of life. Crazy that a core system of governance in this country is ministers presenting the king with food in order to relay laws, like ideas or new laws or policies. It's a crazy system, but it is, I mean, it's fun world building, but it's crazy. You sure are lucky. All my years at the Judicial Review Office, and you're the first I've seen who has a chance to get out of this damn prison alive.
I myself never expected to turn out this way.
Huh. What's wrong with all the... That's what's wrong with all you clerical types. Always living for the day, never thinking about the consequences. All that time spent researching, all those years of blood, sweat, and tears, all for a dish at the feast, and one very angry lung. You caused quite the ruckus and ended up in here. Are you happy?
It is as you say.
But my deeds were loyal and just. This I know. My conscience is clear. Those who peer into fen ponds to find omens will see omens. So what comes next in your plans? The order to finish has already been issued. I'll be joining the diplomatic mission to Victoria in 3 days.
The order to transfer, not finish.
After all that happened, I can no longer stay in Baizhou. These arrangements are the fruit of Minister Ning's efforts. Victoria. How are you supposed to get to Victoria with a body like yours? To be favored with a pardon is all I need to ask for. Besides, I can consider going to Victoria, returning home. Can you really? I remember you saying your wife and child already passed away. No? Yes, it has been many years since that day. Even if I did believe you, do you think other people will? If you can remember things that happened back then, so can others. Do you know how many eyes will be watching you when you return?
What am I to do? Please, speak plainly.
Lend me your life, my friend. That unvarnished truth you crave, I will give it to you. The first time I came to Baizhou to further my studies left a deep impression on me. Skyscrapers that blotted out the heavens, an unending sea of brilliant lights. And in the center of all those lights was the Forbidden City. 1,000 feet it teetered in lofty heights unseen from the ground. My teacher said this was where every policy was decided, where every decree was handed down, each one affecting the lives of untold commoners, a duty heavier than mountains. And thus it is here that every student can put to use all they have learned, to serve the lands and the people. But when I stood here, in the flesh, facing that palace of edifice and high walls, I felt a chill sap away my breath.
You have arrived early, Mr. Ling.
Miss Ning.
You seem surprised. Do you not wish to see me?
Hardly.
I simply had not heard you would also be attending the Feast of 100 Delicacies, Miss Ning. Minister Ning is ill, so for this year's feast, the Ministry of Rights had no choice but to send me to attend in his stead. It was a rather last-minute decision, so I did not have time to tell you, my lord. I suppose that leaves us equals in silence, since it seems you never planned to tell me you were attending either.
I am merely here as part of my work. I did not wish to bother you, Miss Ning.
I am suddenly reminded of how, aside from Shangshu, we have not met for the better part of a year. Several of my letters to you during that time received no answer.
It can be hard to put words to paper, and I find myself often mired in official business. I have been negligent in maintaining my side of the conversation. I cannot deny your blame, Miss Ning.
Where have I mentioned blaming you, my lord? During your time as magistrate, Even the smallest needs of your hometown never left your thoughts. Now, with expanded duties, the concerns have only increased. And for some reason, after only 6 short months, I feel as though we've become estranged. As if there are some things we cannot say to each other. Putting that aside for the moment, this is the first time you are attending the feast, Jest?
Yes. My early years were spent in Changshu, so I had little opportunity to take part in government events such as this.
Major topics are often deliberated upon during these feasts. The question this year is, what decision will His Majesty make in regards to this war?
I dare not make any sort of wild conjecture on His Majesty's thoughts.
But you are a clever man, Mr. Lang. Your conjectures are always correct. You did in fact have something on your mind the other day, and you wanted to discuss it with grandfather, did you not?
I dare not lie to you, Miss Ning.
Phrase it how you will. I am always happy to hear what you wish to see me. That you wish to see me. I am afraid that for you, I have never been someone to be trusted or to entrust things with.
I believe there may have been a misunderstanding, Miss Ning.
I do not mean to blame you. Who among us did not detest the murky secrets of bureaucracy? When these red robes were first draped over us, but now we must navigate all this wheeling and dealing like it or not. I may not be close to the center of the court, but there is one thing even I know. It is difficult to speak the truth, and even more difficult to make others believe you are speaking the truth. Once you enter the palace walls, the word sincerity means less than nothing.
But all I have ever shown you is sincerity, Miss Ning. No matter what may come, I have always hoped you would remember.
We should take our seats now, Mr. Ling. Let us head inside.
Maybe once this war is over, they can finally get together. Come on, step on it. Check over your ingredients one last time when you're done. The guests are already seated. We need to start serving as soon as the others come in. Inspect all your ingredients. Check on the stews and soups while you're at it. The bliss soup on stove number 90. I don't know how, but the cooler seems to be a bit off. What? How many times did I tell you to cut the ingredients into width cubes? No more, no less. And it's supposed to be on fire for 20 hours, no breaks. Someone must have screwed something up. Alright, move aside. I'll come have a look. Is she really be working here? Maybe she'll quit Rhode Island and just be a chef. Can't believe they gave her a chef outfit though. Like it's still her style, but it's different coat. Chef coat this time. Hey, over here. Why are you still wearing those clothes? Scared people won't notice you or something? Formal dress for formal occasions. I had to keep these clothes at home just in case. I guess I was gonna say she threw out her robe, but I guess she had a spare.
This is a kitchen. Don't you have anything more suitable to put on? No. You. Hey, is disguising yourself not something natural for judicial officers? What nonsense are you talking about? Deputy Minister at the Judicial Review Office is not some undercover ghost. Though I have found myself sneaking around a lot lately for some reason. Alright, enough muttering. Change into these clothes. You follow the army waiters, or the army of waiters, into the banquet area as they're serving up the dishes, then change back into your fancy robe when you can. Fine. This kind of infiltration really does make me a little nervous. You said you were gonna stand up to see the justice restored, so if you make the true Lung mad, is he just gonna arrest you right away, or is he going to... There is a tradition of remonstration during the Feast of 100 Delicacies. Besides, we're just going to request a reopening of an old case due to inconclusive evidence. Why would the true Lung be mad at me? Well... Alright, although there is one thing. Also, I feel like Arknights, or at least certain races on Terra, have penalties to sneaking around. One of those being Lazy here, whose horns are very obvious and very unique. I don't feel like she could sneak around that well. Which is, have you ever thought about what if the truth we're managing to dig up on this case turned out to be the complete opposite of what we thought? What if you found out everything around you was one big lie? What are you talking about? Didn't we do all this just to get the truth in the first place? If it's a lie, we'll smash it to pieces. Why the hesitation? We've come this far already. What choice do we even have? Okay. Blaze, I think... Your father, he was likely a good man. Why this all of a sudden? Promise me this. If something unexpected happens, you must take care of yourself first. Someone's coming. Hide under the stove. How big is the stove?
Everything ready?
Ready, chef.
These longevity noodles you're in charge of may be simple, but they are still vital for the feast. Make no mistake while preparing them.
Understood.
You. Although I do not know why your Shifu did not wish to come to the feast, I believe he had his reasons to choose you. Once the feast is over, I will give you the opportunity to take on my mantle.
Me?
Not happy to hear that.
Well, there's a lot of chefs who would pinch themselves awake if they were told they were going to be your apprentice. But I don't understand why you're entrusting all the skills you've learned your entire life on to only one person.
Nonsense. You know just how many examinations that Ding Feng Lo head chef puts their prospective students through before they can choose an apprentice? Not to mention the fact that my own Shifu was the one who penned the book of foods, with recipes from all 4 major cuisines, and has served us well for decades worth of feasts. Out of the hundreds of chefs in the Ding Feng Lo kitchen who have honed their crafts for many years, Shifu chose me to take the reins. Just me. Generations of exquisite artisanship in these hands. You'd let anyone smudge it?
No matter how exquisite the artisanship is, you're making a dish for people to eat. Well, what I mean is teaching a single apprentice who's as good as you really more important than teaching a bunch of chefs who can do a decent job? The more you teach, the more you can cook, which means even more of Yin can enjoy taste your food or something.
That's enough of your disrespectful rubbish. Focus on your noodles. Oh. Father Zoe's here. I did not look up his voice. But I think it was pretty similar to like 3 other characters right now, so we can change it a little bit, I guess. Have the preparations been made? Yumen has entered the highest state of alert, and the city defenses are all in position. The citizens have been evacuated, leaving 20,000 soldiers and 3,000 Tianxis able to take to the field at any time. They await your orders. Okay. Let us see if the moons wax or wane in our favor tonight. General, the Grand Commandant's messenger has arrived. At this hour? Where is the message then? He didn't have one. All he had to deliver was a box of mooncakes. He said the Grand Commandant had only one thing to say to you, General. Eat them while they're hot. Don't let them get cold. You received my notice, Lord Zoe. Oh. It has been a while. How are you faring? You. No need to be so tense. This pawn shop has long since closed its doors. No one will be bothering us. Why meet me alone? Shouldn't I be asking you that, Lord Zoe? What do you mean? I opened this pawn shop on a whim during my stay in Baizhou, and for a time, business was booming. Every day, I would see customers bring in all sorts of curios, scrolls, precious baubles, and old gemstones. In the end, many of them were taken by my wandering younger brother and placed within his garden. The most curious thing was that all the customers who came by this shop had one thing in common. They were looking for me. You think far too highly of yourself. Well, since you have come to see me, does that not mean you have something to discuss, Lord Zoe? Perhaps I could answer 1 or 2 questions plaguing you. All I want to know is, why have you come to Baizhou? If that convict has decided now is the time to declare war on Yin, all that awaits him is death and destruction. I'm not sure he knows that already, but I'm sure he knows that already. Indeed, my brother, he is skilled at the art of the gridded board and naught else. Though it is a formidable and well-honed skill at that. Do you still remember the Shang Huai Zong who appeared in Yumen, Lord Zoe? During the Soy Regulator's analysis of the incident, we noticed traces of another Fahrenheit's proxy's actions. Wang is suspected of being involved. What are you trying to say? I'm sure you remember, Lord Zoe, that during the hunt 1,000 years ago, the Ferment of Yan were either put to the sword or banished. Has the Soy Regulator ever wondered, considering my brother was able to find one of them, could he perhaps have found more than just one? Oh, snap. I didn't think of that. During the many years since the incident,
The soy regulator have watched closely his every moment within Yun's borders, but have they ever considered the possibility that one of his Wei Chi stones might leave the country? Oh snap. Don't underestimate our intelligence network. The soy regulator have never stopped keeping an eye on the Farinmud outside. If they make any sudden movements, our Farinmudologists will surely sense something. I'm sure they did. They should be on their way back to Yin right about now. Please treat this information as my humble gift to you, Lord Zhou. How you use it is for you to decide. Why are you telling me this? You're one of the convicts conspirators. Why tell me his plans? In truth, though I am indeed in collaboration with my brother, our hearts are not as one. We have our differences. He insists on seeing a victor decided. I, on the other hand, prefer doing my business in a more amicable fashion. As for why I chose you, Lord Zhou, I feel like we are kindred spirits. What? I profess I have some skills in reading people. My intuition tells me that we will have the opportunity to do business once again in the future. It is possible that the fate of us siblings will lie in your hands, Lord Zhou. To be able to chat with you on the festive day, even but for a moment, is destiny at work. I hope that in the future, you can see me as a man you can discuss things with.
Are we gonna see more Farinmuds? That's exciting.
Hi, yo. What's wrong? Sorry, my hand just cramped. I couldn't hold it steady. You seriously? Sorry, I'll go back to the kitchen and get a new one. Do it quick. The mandarins are all seated already. Once the Trulong arrives, the banquet will start.
Do you need help, madam? Madam?
I'm here for the feast of 100 delicacies.
All the mandarins should have already been seated. May I ask why?
Forgive me, I was delayed on the road here. I will head in right away.
Please wait a moment. Madam, please show me your invitation to the feast.
Why? Is me standing here not invitation enough?
A routine inspection. I beg your pardon, madam. My lady, you dropped something of yours.
You left in such a rush. How could you have not noticed you dropped something so important? Good thing I spotted it.
Madam Thong of the Ministry of Revenue, please forgive my earlier impertinence. There are no further issues here, but the feast is about to begin. Please take your seat as quickly as you can.
That invitation is a forgery. It will only work the one time. Do take care when you're inside. I know you. You're one of the ladies at the Ning Manor. I'm also a friend of Blaze. I spotted her name on the chef roster and guessed your plan. The rest you will simply have to beg forgiveness from the Trulong after meeting him. But don't you know, if this case is reopened, you'll be ruined. But the one most heavily implicated by this case would be Blaze, no? Didn't you already agree to help her find the truth? What else is there to worry about? Besides, if you really do manage to pull back the curtain on all this, well, that's what I was after in the first place.
Thank you. Not sure why she'd be ruined. I'm not sure why Blaze would be implicated either. I'm not sure what they mean by that exactly, but I guess we'll find out if it happens. Despite all the years as a Mandarin, I rarely set foot in the Forbidden City. I see the towering palaces pressed up against the sky, majestic and stately. I see a banquet of incomparable bounty, each and every seat filled. The lamps are all as bright as day, even as a moonlit envelops them. But what I cannot see is who hid away these names. Who does not want to see the truth come to light? I suddenly recall the words. Will you be able to handle the truth? No. Yu Cheng, what exactly did you see? How strange. The feast has already started, but why has His Imperial Majesty not yet arrived? No need to panic. His Imperial Majesty's busy. Sir, something urgent must have come up. All we can do is wait. I heard he's been ill for a while now. What if it's something to do with that? Shush, stop blabbering. Preposterous, simply preposterous. Don't you know where we are? What right do you have to obstruct a court mandarin? What's all this noise? This man's saying he's Assistant Minister Ting Jin of the Ministry of Revenue, but we've already checked and every seat under the Ministry of Revenue is already accounted for. I am Ting Jin. None of this he says rubbish. Look. Do you see this seal in my hand? Whose name is on it? All fall silent. Look at the twin moon. I think that's like the best picture of the twin moons we've ever had. 3 blasts of the horn mark the 7th hour of the night. The moons shine bright overhead, their light so clear they wash away all color. Although we always see them together, I wonder if they... do they probably don't orbit each other, but we always see them together. It's probably just for framing reference, but... The one to the right is smaller and darker, so it's probably further away. The moons shine bright overhead, their light so clear they wash away all color. All rise. One by one, the mandarins stand, looking towards the center of the feast with bated breath, waiting for the one meant to be seated at the head of the table. I have something to report, Your Majesty. Okay, you gotta wait for him to be seated at least. Well, that's not good. Fire. None knew where the burst of flames came from, but all I needed was a gust of autumn wind to engulf the entire banquet. The flickering flames act like wild beasts, brandishing their fangs and claws as they pace above the table. The wind blows, and the beasts of fire grow and grow and grow with speed. The conflagration. bloats and bulges, letting off unsettling noises. Some liken it to shouting, others to laughter. Bizarre flames pour like falling rain. Having already tainted the feast of 100 delicacies, they flit and flicker as they climb up the faces of the panicking mandarins. What's going on? I guess the fire might have been related. The fire in the kitchen was related to this sort of fire, which is interesting. Does that mean Wong's power is fire? That seems very simple.
When were the seeds of this tragedy planted?
A new challenge. Any instructions? Ah, losing sight. Get what you deserve. I mean, what you ordered. Any instructions? Feels bad to lose your target, doesn't it?
Reminiscence can appear on the battlefield, starts on standby, can collect up to 1 vapidity or sapidity. On collection, activates and becomes aerial, moving toward the derelict stove. I wasn't prepared for aerial units. Maybe I should have been, though.
Please, trust me. Ah, losing sight.
That's a lot of guys.
I'm prepared.
Ouch! What?
Concentrate. Feels fresh every time when someone gives me orders. Air's burning my lungs. That's just right. This will keep you quiet. Support incoming.
They're strong.
No, better run faster before my fire feels bad to lose your target, doesn't it? Low simmer on low heat. Patience is
Very
not
strong.
optional. Any instructions for me?
Roar. A word I've not heard in a long will keep you quiet.
Wait, do they move towards? Yep. Okay.
I wasn't supposed
They move
to
towards the
attempt
stove,
to
but then they
grow
just
anew.
then move towards the objective. Okay. Wow, this is. Well, we lost. I see. They carry the thing to the stove. I see what's happening. It's not. They could have described that better.
Everyone retreat! Let me hold the rear! Don't worry. I'm an expert in escaping the pursuits.
I thought they were just like the sapidity or the vapidity, but they're aerial, so they're harder. But no, they're dropping it off, and then they are just a normal enemy that flies towards the objective.
A smith's gotta be ready to pay the debts accrued by the weapons she forges.
Hold on a second. Alright.
Can your eyes keep up?
Let's try this again.
Any instructions? Come on, let's pick up the pace.
Wrong person.
So long as you're here, have some pop superfood then. Quickly! The spirits have been stewing for so long they're falling apart!
Haha, losing sight. Any instructions for me?
Spring breeze, timely rain. Now we sow the grain.
Please, trust in me.
Got the situation down crystal clear.
Sow the mountains when summer leaves the white dew. Seed the plains when equinox paints russet hue. You sow nothing.
My blood is sucked right up and taste my fireball power.
Well, I could kill one. Can't kill the other.
What do you wish to go live? Now, let.
But I can blow them up.
Patience, friend. Heat controls everything.
I didn't kill those guys? That's crazy.
No, run faster before my fire.
Punch on bone berry.
Tough to swallow, huh? Try to behave yourself next time. Mission accomplished.
Those guys are apparently very strong against true damage somehow. Fire! A fire! Assassins, protect his majesty! Gods, gods! Put out the fire! Lock down the dining area! Take care. The source of this fire. Everyone, stay away from the wine and the cups. A fire that does not burn hot. Who did this, and what are they up to? The wine is fire? Lin Qingyan tries to calm down the panicking crowd, but her voice is quickly drowned out by the shouting and screaming. In the midst of the chaos, she spots a familiar face. Their eyes meet for only a moment, but she is more sure than anything. That person saw her attempting to cross the line of propriety in front of all. But the target is not her. Blaze. What's going on? What's all this ruckus? This is bad. I heard some kind of demonic fire broke out at the banquet, no idea how it happened. The guards have the dining area surrounded, no idea what's going on inside or if His Majesty's hurt. They're talking about cutting the feast short. Lin Qingyan. We have been notified of unknown persons infiltrating the feast. We will now be conducting an inspection. I ask that everyone stay here where they are and not move. Please cooperate. Damn it. What the hell happened over there where Lazy is?
This is bad. I can't leave her to fend for herself. I need to go take a look.
You there, stop moving.
What do I do? What do I do? I can't get out and fight here. No time to think, damn it.
After her. First Battalion, 5th Battalion, seal off the southern entrances. 7th and 9th, close the northern gate. Everyone else, sweep the palace from south to north. If you find anyone suspicious, arrest them immediately. Our intel says there are at least 2 culprits working together to ruin the feast, so take care.
So many guards, what a pain. What kind of trouble did you manage to get yourself into there, Lazy? Sounds like you haven't gotten caught yet, at least, so where the hell are you? Tch, this palace is way too big. Why are you here? Shush. Thought you two just wanted to talk to His Majesty to reopen the case. How did it come to this?
I don't know either. That fire's not our doing.
But the timing... You need to leave right away. There's no talking your way out of it if they find you.
What I need to do is save Ling Ching Yin.
Let me go look for her.
How can I ask you to do something that dangerous?
I'm more familiar with the Forbidden City than you are. Even if I did get caught, I'll have some leeway to explain myself. Don't worry, I'll find her. But you still don't trust me. What, still angry at me?
Of course not.
Head to the southern exit before the guards seal it off. We'll meet up at the restaurant once we're all out of here.
Okay. You take care too.
Wait, did the soldiers manage to get a good look at you?
Yeah, I think so.
That's not good. Oh, I know. Let's swap clothes. Come on, get them off.
I was like, did they draw her in the other outfit? No, they just did a silhouette. Fair enough, fair enough. I saw someone running away up ahead. Go over there. But they also didn't draw her in those clothes either, so that's...
Oh. Dining area has been cleared out. Deputy Minister Lin wouldn't be here. Who started all this at the feast? I hope Blaze managed to make it out by now.
Well, she's dead. Oh snap, it's the big guy. Why is she here? These two. Is this fate at work?
Looks like it's not too far away now. Wonder how things are going over on their side.
Found you.
Who's there? So it was you.
That was a good sliding sound effect.
Damn, that's one hell of a sword. You're not dressed like your average soldier. What are you, a general? Save the cheddar. You are the one Lin Qingyan has been hiding behind her back. But why would she bring you to the Forbidden City?
So I know it's impolite to barge in on someone else's banquet, but would you believe me if I said I didn't have anything bad by it?
What I'm trying to say is that all this is a misunderstanding. There is no misunderstanding here. The Imperial Guard have been searching for you for 40 years. You are her descendant. What are you talking about? Who's Descendant? Who's her? You really don't know. No, it seems you're not lying. All this time you've been hiding away, and nobody thought to tell you about your history. You got me there. I'm pretty curious about it, not gonna lie. Anyone I can ask about? But seriously, the Imperial Guard looking for me. 40 years ago, only a single child was unaccounted for in the family of a treasonous Mandarin. Yeah, what are you talking about? Blaze, I need to confirm something. You were born in 1062 in Victoria, right? Yes, as far back as I can remember, I lived in Victoria. Your father seemed to have been spending a lot of time pursuing a certain truth in the last few years of his life. What if you found out everything around you was one big lie? What? You're talking nonsense, Bizue. You are a person of interest. We'll figure out what to do with you after questioning. Come with me. Forget that. I guess she just has caster power. I was wondering if they're going to introduce it at some point, but I guess she just has it already. Okay. Yeah. You're no weakling, it seems. I might not be able to take you in without hurting you. If you don't wish to be harmed, then surrender immediately. I'm not in a mood for jokes right now. I was gonna say she's so cool, but actually panting heavily. Not as cool. Didn't I tell you to save yourself if something happened? Lin Qingyan. Lin Qingyan's eyes meet Blaze's. She understands what has happened, but all she has to offer is silence. She turns and stands in front of Blaze, shielding her. Your deeds at the Judicial Review Office are worthy of respect. Deputy Minister Lin and I was kind enough to remind you before. It seems you have decided to completely ignore my warning. I am perfectly aware of what you're doing. I don't need your reminders. You know who she really is, yet you go so far as to protect the descendant of a traitorous Mandarin. Why? Probably because she was like less than 0 years old when it happened, so like Sins of the Father stuff is nonsense every time. For the truth you're all afraid to talk about. Lin Qingyan, what are you two talking about? What do you mean I'm a descendant of a traitor? My dad, who is he? Why did he die? Forgive me, I was planning to tell you everything after tonight, but it seems now is not a good time. I will make it up to you later, however you like, provided we make it out of here alive, that is. She will be coming with me tonight. As long as I am here, she will not. Forget that. You will need three of you to simply obstruct me. Lin Qingyan. Go already. A burst of light blasts open a hole in the palace wall. Before the dust has even settled, a somewhat gentler blast of energy strikes Blaze. She is sent flying out of the Forbidden City, falling towards a distant patch of ground. Blaze has done these sorts of high-altitude leaps countless times before as a form of dynamic entry into the battlefield.
or wherever she happened to need her. I can't read. She has never once felt fear. She believed in her own strength and in her many friends. There was never any confusion in her mind either. She knew who she was. She knew where she must go. She knew what she believed in. There is no plot that can hold back her heat. Just like how the mist of dawn cannot hide away the sun. But now, what awaits her is no longer solid ground but an endless abyss. She closes her eyes. Where? Ning Yen lies on the bed, her breathing faint. The crutch in the old man's hand shudders and he nearly falls over. After having seen so many things across so many years, he thought nothing more in this world could shock him. His lips open and close, yet try as he might, he can make no sound. Until someone in the shadows begins to speak first. She yet lives. I don't know how this guy hides in the shadow, but that's impressive. It's you. Stay your steps, Mr. Ning. Come no closer. You never saw me tonight, and she never left the house. But why? She intruded upon the Feast of 100 Delicacies. She was with that girl when I discovered her. If she had run into anyone else, she would not still be alive. Impossible. 40 years. I can't believe it's you again. 40 years ago you left her here. Now you come. You save her life once more. Save her from a terrible fate. Fate, this must be. Fate. There's no escaping it. Never was. I did not leave her here for horse sake. It was you who saved her, Mr. Ning. You once swore an oath to never let anyone know the truth of this case in exchange for her name, but it seems you are now wavering when it comes to past vows. The true Lung will know of tonight's events. The choice is yours, Mr. Ning. A gust of wind, and it was like nobody was even there. Impressive. Quite deft for such a big suit of armor. The old man stands in stunned silence. His daze is interrupted as he hears a sound coming from outside the courtyard walls. A sound like roaring, like weeping, like admonishment. I must be going mad. It's autumn. Why do I hear cicadas? Ah, where? How did I get here? Oh, finally awake, I see. I knew you were on one tough feline. Look at you, as lively as a fin on the line. Zhang was making a fuss about calling a doctor. He was shouting so hard he forgot what time it was. How long was I out? Wait, where are they? Lin Qingyan, did Ning Nin come by here? I seriously, how did I get here? Alright, slow down. I don't even know where to start with all those questions. Last night, I was on my way to the night market to get some cheap veggies when I found you lying in the middle of the street. Thought you were drunk at first. I was worried you'd freeze to death or something, so I brought you back here. You were cursing up a storm in your sleep, hypocrite this, swindler that, and a lot of more besides. I don't know where you managed to learn such creative Yanese. The Ning Yen you mentioned, whoever this Lin Qingyan is, never seen them before, so don't know if they were here. I need to go find them. Whoa. Where are you going? The Forbidden City? I just saw a whole bunch of guards patrolling around there. You think you can still get in? I don't care, I have to go. Who'd you think we're going to find and have after having lost yourself like that?
What are you talking about? Just speaking the truth here. You lost yourself, yeah? You don't know where yourself has gone, where it has wandered off to. You hear a few words from someone else and wouldn't you know it, you barely even know your own name, much less who you are. Such absurdity. A tangerine seed is blown from Zhengnen to Zhengbai, where it takes root and yields fine fruit. What let this seed grow so well wasn't Zhengnen or Zhengbai, but decades worth of rain and sun. It's ultimately the same fruit. Jingnan and Jingbai might not be the same place, but an orange is an orange, doesn't matter where you eat it. All things begin and all things end. That is the outer truth and the inner truth. Once you find out that, then you can go get back to asking your questions. You know something about all this? What do you know? Tell me! What do I know? I'm a chef. All I know is how to season my ingredients, how to boil stuff, stir-fry stuff, regular fry stuff. Oh right, seeing you reminded me of something. Weren't you trying to find an authentic tangerine cakes? I think I know how to make those.
Daring to add ingredients like that? You've definitely got the potential to be a top chef.
So it seems like now I thought we sorted out Blaze family history, but now I'm a bit more confused because it seems like maybe the woman who did the coup or tried to do the coup was her mother. But if that's the case, then who did she grow up with? Unless her mother escaped and wasn't executed, but I figured that person was... No, I guess they weren't because her father asked for forgiveness. So the person, yeah, so the mother wouldn't have died there. So she failed to do the coup, I guess, and then fled with Blaze. Okay. And then her father, Gu Chuen, was gonna flee but didn't. Came back to Yen, put on the fake name to attend the academy, I'm pretty sure, right? And then at some point, I'm not sure when he asked for forgiveness, I'm not sure when that happened, but at some point he got sick and then was gonna ask to get back to Victoria, and Mr. Ning was gonna help him do that. But I mean, of course, it's crazy. Like, this guard woman I don't think she's even old enough to have been around at that time. That she's very personally offended, it feels. That Blaze exists as a person, even though she was like less than a year old, it seems like. So she had nothing to do with anything.
Have you been doing well lately, Doctor?
We'll stop there, though. I was hoping we were gonna get a CG of Lin fighting the guard woman, and she was gonna like tear off her robe, right, and be like getting a cool fight stance. But no, we didn't. We did not get a picture like that, unfortunately. Would have been a prime picture. I feel like we got a lot of pictures in this one.
I guess we did just get the fire one. We got the fire one. Not as cool as Lynn taking up a fighting stance, one that could have had. But that's all for now. Finish this tomorrow. And until then, thank you all for watching. May the sands of time treat you well.